Can you think of a timeless, historic, and trademark of a car driving down the road as it passes you by? This car is the Chevrolet Camaro, the staple of American muscle through the ages. Almost everyone drives a car. According to the FHWA Office of Highway Policy Information 2020 report, 89% of adults in the United States have a driver's license. Who out of all of these people would not want an elegant piece of machinery like the Camaro? Since I was a little boy, my father and I always watched car shows, especially the Mecum Auto Show. When I saw a Camaro of any generation, I found myself obsessed with the looks, the history, and the potential of making it one of the fastest cars on the road. This newfound obsession grew when I learned more about engines and basic automotive sciences, learning how the Camaro can put out so much horsepower while being light, how safe it can be, and more. I have learned over the years that there is more to the Chevrolet Camaro than meets the eye. For this speech, I will be explaining how the Camaro came to be, how it has paved the way for muscle cars, and what the biggest changes were since its introduction in 1967. In the 1960s, sports cars were starting to get more and more popular by customers. Leading the way, Ford released the Mustang, a timeless vehicle that public wanted to have in the garage. This led to Dodge, Buick, Pontiac, and eventually Chevrolet coming up with their own style of American muscle. With Ford's iconic Mustang selling like hotcakes in the early 60s, Chevrolet had to come up with something to compete with them in the market for buying vehicles. When Chevy released the 1967 model in 1966, it was an instant hit. The first generation had a body like no muscle car had before. It had a great front engine and a rear-wheel drive design modeled for perfection on the road. In 1967 alone, the first year with the Camaro, Chevrolet built 220,906 Camaros off the production line. However, Chevrolet also wanted to have a faster sports car than Ford or any of the other competitors. When talking about power in muscle cars back then, the bigger or louder the engine, the faster it would go. According to CarHP.com, the fastest first generation was the SS396, producing 375 horsepower and 415 pounds of torque, making it a formidable race car in the early years of the car. But the fastest engine you can put into the Camaro is the ZL1. The United States, known for freedom and power, utilizes the Camaro to extend on that legacy. It is one of the most trend-setting cars, with the Camaro paving the way for the ideal muscle car. Camaros are fast, very fast. AmericanMuscleCarMuseum.com states that the fastest first generation was the 427 Copo, a rare production only made in Pennsylvania. But now, the newest generation of Camaro, the ZL1 1LE, holds the spot for the fastest Camaro ever produced. It has a 3.5 second 0 to 60 miles per hour, which is unheard of in a daily sports car. The reason why Chevrolet built this monster of an engine is for consumers that like to drive lazily on a Sunday and perform great feats on a racetrack on Saturday. Along with being fast, Chevrolet has made a name for themselves for building safe vehicles. The newer Camaros have a 5-star safety rating from the National Highway Safety Administration, with premium brake packages and even optional parking sensors. It makes the Camaro a perfect combination of fun and safety on the road. With the Camaro being around since 1967, it has bound to go through different changes. Changes with the engine, the body designs, and the luxury and tech inside of the car. As stated in the visual history of the Chevrolet Camaro from 1967 to today, the Camaro has gone through plenty of changes. What I will state next will pull from this article. In 1967, like I previously stated, they come up with the Camaro Sport Coupe, a basic two-door design with a 230-inch cubic engine that only produced 140 horsepower. However, the top choice that year for customers was a 396 cubic inch that produced 375 horsepower. That following year, they came with the RS option, which had hidden headlights that you can switch, which added a luxurious touch. In the early 70s, Chevy released the second generation Camaro, a longer body with a different front and back end, but a similar undercarriage and a unibody rear structure. They kept nearly the same style that the 70 Camaro had, but the 80s things had changed drastically. From 1981 to 2002, Camaro had lost its true, authentic American muscle curve appeal. It had engine and body upgrades, however, it would become the joke of the Camaro historic lineup. However, the newest generation of Camaros are faster, quieter, sleeker, and more luxurious than any other Camaro in production. The introduction of the ZL1 1LE increased popularity into putting monster engines in Camaros tenfold, along with putting monster engines in things like the Dodge Hellcat, the Dodge Hellcat Red-Eye, and the Dodge Demon, with the Ford GT500 and more. The Chevrolet Camaro has been an impactful and desirable vehicle to obtain in today's society. From the authentic American muscle feel, the power it can produce, the safety, and the long, compelling history it has in the car market. This car helped pave the way for new technologies for not just sports cars but family cars, introducing safer alternatives or even faster alternatives to an everyday vehicle. Chevrolet will always hold a place in my heart for how much work and effort it has put into this classic, timeless, and utter priceless car. Thank you.